What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of The Green Zone, the most elevated sports podcast. If you guys like what we got going on here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Be a friend, tell a friend, share it with someone, pass it along to them, and drop something in the comment. Give us some ideas of what you guys want us to talk about in the future, or if you guys liked what we're talking about here, let us know down there. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Now, let's get into the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Green Zone. Joining me once again for this fun time of a draft analysis, I got my man, AB. AB, how you doing, bud?
Double back, man. We back again. About to hit something else. So,
Hit them commies. We're talking the Commanders today. AB hates that I call them commies, but I will probably say it for the rest of this episode because Dan Snyder has to be a communist. Come on, bro. You see that way the flex? Has to be a communist.
probably he ain't even the damn owner no more.
Oh, did he sell?
He did sell. They got the owner of the Sixers in there.
I thought that fell through. Am I tripping?
You tripping? They
Oh,
got
fuck that. He's still gonna be the commies in my mind. Look, they got shit falling out of their stadium. You know what I mean? They got toilet leaks and fucking worst rated team in the league damn near every year. Like, come on, bro. We want to be a part of that franchise. Hopefully, the new ownership can come in and fix that shit up because that's treacherous. That's fucking treacherous. Another white guy about that shit.
Yeah, but at least he got Magic Johnson in there. He got Bob Myers. He got some NBA people in there, but he also got like some NFL people. I think they on the up and up. Let's see. Let's give him a chance. I'll give him a chance now versus like if it was Dan Snyder, they ain't got no chance.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Well, if you kind of look at what happened in the offseason, they had a complete and almost mass exodus of their whole team. They basically said, fuck it, we're rebuilding. And then in a whole year, in my opinion, managed to build an okay team. I wouldn't say they're over like outstanding, but I forgot to give my grades for the last one. Oops. Maybe I'll go back into that.
Draft grade.
Oh, my draft grades. I gave the Bears an A for the draft. They did pretty good. I might call that an A minus. And then I gave them overall off season. I gave them a B plus. Solid signings.
Yeah,
Solid draft.
I'll give them B plus for both offseason and draft. Because I mean, yes, you could give them an A, but I mean, you already got the number one overall pick. You can't fuck that up too much. I give them a solid B for offseason. Actually, matter of fact, I give them a B minus for the offseason because they did have a solid offseason, but they botched the Fields trade, bro. They for sure botched that shit. Like they at least could have got a third rounder. They completely botched it. Like they let it play too long. They made it known that he was going to be traded way too early to where he just lost all his value. If they kind of just did it in the night, they could have got it.
That's a good point. Yeah, they could have landed. Yeah, you make a valid point. All right. I'll accept. I think B minus is the fair point. But now, like I said, we're talking about the commies, the Commanders, Washington football team. Not a bad offseason. Last season did some crazy shit. They said D-line, fuck it. We don't need no edge rushers. Montez Sweat, see ya. Chase Young, peace out, bruh. Have a great fucking day. We're just not going to use you anymore. Just two absolute studs. Sweat on the Bears, Young on the Niners. Dumbass. Anyways, Dan Snyder type shit, you know what I mean? They did manage to sign Dorrance Armstrong, 3 years, $45 million. Decent. He's not
What you think about 3 years, $45 million? That seemed like a reach.
a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I'm not too sure about that one. That one was a little rich for my blood, but they did need an edge rusher. He had success last year, but he also had a stud on the opposite side of him. So,
I mean, for reference, Chase Young got like 2 years, average of like 12 million each, compared to the 15 that Dorrance Armstrong got for 3 years. So,
Chase is getting hurt though. That's the only issue. That's why.
Dorrance Armstrong.
If he stays, I agree. No, I agree. But if Chase stays healthy, that fool is, if not from the Niners, from someone else, will get a big contract. And then Montez Sweat, obviously baller, but they do have some absolute dominant defensive tackles, both out of Alabama. Deron Payne and what's the other fool's name?
That
I
old
can't remember.
Jonathan Allen.
Jonathan Allen. That
Yes, sir.
big boys.
Punched each
One's
other.
great pass.
Line.
He's a
Don't
great.
don't forget about that.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily set the edge. So they have a solid weakness at the defensive edge point. They do have guys who can kind of set the edge in the linebacker, but we'll see what they do. They also signed Cleveland Farrell, defensive end out of Clemson, play with the Raiders.
Defensive bust out of
Never really
Clemson.
showed up what he. Yeah, looking like a bust. But who knows? Who knows? I think the first thing we should really talk about, second round pick, our second pick in the draft, second overall pick, Jayden Daniels at LSU, Heisman winner, originally out of Arizona State. Absolute stud. Even got hurt this year, knocked out Alabama. Apologies. Knocked his ass out and came back, still played, managed to win the Heisman. Willed LSU to at least get in some consideration as one of the stud teams. Also had a stud offense around him, but seemed at times to have to carry the team. What are your thoughts? What do you think about good old Boyle Jayden Daniels?
To be really candid, I ain't really watched too much of him this past year,
Hmm.
but I did kind of catch up on his highlights and stuff like that. I like him. People try to put him over uh, Caleb Williams, which I think is crazy, but he faster than what I thought he
Oh,
was. So
for sure.
there's that. If they
I
could
do.
like take advantage of like using his legs and
Yeah.
like using his arm strategically, I think he nice. Like I think he could be nice. Like I think I give him. Let's see. I don't know what their offensive coordinator kind of looks like out there. I don't know who Dan Quinn hired, but Dan Quinn has kind of always showed to have a solid offensive mind around him. Maybe when he was a head coach, he had Shanahan. So let's see what he gonna come up with. I think because of the
Maybe.
expectations, like nobody really expected him for the Commanders in that division too. I think he's set up for like long term success because he's not coming in. Nobody's expecting him to throw 35 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, right? So he gonna have his time to kind of learn and not be to
You want to know who
perform and
the
show.
offensive coordinator is for the Commanders?
Boo.
Cliff Kingsbury.
I forgot about that because they did hire, but
Cliff
I'm kind of mixed feelings
Kingsbury.
about him because I don't think he did bad with Kyler, but I just also don't think he wasn't ready to be a head coach. So he might be cool. He might be cool for Jay.
I think that's solid. Speaking of Commanders offensive coordinators, Eric Bieniemy going to UCLA, I believe, for their offensive coordinator job instead of being the Commanders offensive coordinator. What do you think about that? I feel like that's a little bit of drama. You know what I
I
mean?
feel bad about for Eric Bieniemy. He should never left the Chiefs. I don't know why he made that decision, thinking he was going to go be offensive coordinator for Washington. Like I feel like if you make that move, you make it to the Chargers or you make it to like somewhere where you got a quarterback who just didn't fully realize his potential. You don't go for Sam Howell. So he kind of messed himself up,
Is
and
that
now
his
he's
fault though?
relegated to college. But he's not even a
It
head
could be that.
coach.
It could be that thought process. It could be that thought process. Here's what I'm probably thinking. Is like, if I excel in this position, I'm going to be lined up to take the next head coaching job because whoever's there now, Ron Rivera ain't shit. You know what I mean? So he took a risk. He took a gamble. Fucked him up. But going back to college, I mean, I think he still had the job. I think he willingly chose to leave. Kind of wild. Oh shit! Fuck that nigga up. Oh, you good? I'm just trying to think. Willingly leaving
They
the
got a
Commanders. I
lot of.
mean, obviously bad. What's up?
Go ahead. I don't know. I thought we was just gonna get to like the offseason move because I know they definitely made a lot of offseason moves. For one, they got
Yeah.
Eckler. That's
Okay. Let me pull them. Yeah, they got Austin Eckler. But they also have Brian Robinson, who clearly showed he could be a number one back. He just
right. But
literally got
I
shot
mean,
in the fucking leg.
this league, oh god, I got shot in the leg, came back like 50, and did his thing. Same off season
Did
too,
his
which is
thing.
crazy.
Only got better. But he was you're right. You were about to say that this league is a two running back league, right? You need duos.
2 to 3 is committee. I don't think there's a team where
Yeah,
one featured back. I can't think of many. At least they're not that successful. Derrick Henry was the
I
last one.
agree. Yeah, that's why I'm nervous about the Colts because you don't have a second JT. I mean, we kind of do, but it ain't
I mean,
that.
you could find one. Zach
Oh,
Moss came out of nowhere, so
that's true. That's true. You never know. And then they also got Tyler Bidas center.
Tyler Yadish from the Cowboys center.
Yeah, that yeah, that nigga. Yeah.
Solid
3
pick. You
years,
want
I
a
think.
quarterback having some experience in front of him. Nice center to teach
Yeah,
him this and all that good shit. So it's a good one.
yeah. Veteran. So they got veteran Austin Eckler, and then got the veteran Bobby Wagner, your boy,
Got
on a
young
1
veterans.
year.
Expect to put him with Dan Quinn.
Yeah, and then you got Zach Ertz on a 1 year, 5 million. Not a bad time pick up. Getting a little old, but he's still there. Jeremy Chin, safety from Carolina.
Cheap too.
Backup quarterback. They got yeah, very cheap. Well, 5.2 mil. Marcus Mariota. On a 1 year, 10 million as a backup. Not a bad choice. Similar to Jayden Daniels in terms of play style, with a lot less ability. Sorry, Marcus, you suck. Cleveland Farrell, like I mentioned earlier. Brandon McManus, not a bad kicker. Not the greatest, but not the worst. And then Nick Allegretti, guard for 3 years, 16 million. Notable offseason trades. They traded away Sam Howell. See ya, Seattle. I'm sure we'll get into that during the Seattle one day. Will he be the starter? Maybe.
We don't want that. You rocky.
I
I guess we
I
can
don't
get into
know.
that.
Yeah, but you got me curious. I'll look. But give me your thoughts on the offseason acquisitions. What do you think about them? I'll talk about the draft afterwards.
A lot of solid moves. I feel like I'm really starting to have some faith in them because they're not acting crazy. Oh, Commanders, you remember they signed Hainsworth, threw all that money at him, and he ended up being a bust. And they just like to kind of spend money if they got it. I think they moving right. Like they
Yeah,
do have some cap space as far as if I could think. Like I think of Terry McLaurin, that's probably the only big money person that they got, and he's paid decently. He ain't overpaid for a top receiver. So, um,
he hasn't been paid yet.
huh?
I think he's still on his rookie deal.
No. He got paid. He got paid the same time as DK
He
and
did.
AJ and all them guys. Yeah, they're all from the same class. But
Oh,
I think they
I
being
think
smart. I think they not doing no crazy moves. They're not trying to have the expectation be like win 100 games right now and signing all these high price free agents. They got strategic veterans on the low. You got a Bobby Wagner to pair with a Dan Quinn defense, which is going to just have everybody on the same page. Like at the worst, they're going to be middle of the pack. Bobby Wagner not going to be
yeah.
heading the defense. That's totally trash, right? So they're going to have a middle of the pack defense. They got, you said, Zach Ertz, who's a veteran tight end. They got a veteran center. So those is like guys that you can kind of rely on to kind of teach you the ropes, show you where the launch room at, like Keyshawn like to say. But just kind of
Yeah.
learn the game day by day and really get better. So like I got some faith in them. Like I don't think they went crazy. They got, like you said, they got Jeremy Chin, who's a big safety, kind of like Cam Chancellor, but really fast. So I feel like they fit the
Yep.
scheme, and they got like I said, got them all on like bargains. So like that kind of gives them room to make more progress after this year. And I like Jayden, so we're gonna see how it goes.
You know who else they picked up in the draft?
That
Luke
boy
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. Yep.
Yeah. They reached a little bit for him. I think he was projected a fourth or fifth round, and they got him in the third. Which, they made a lot of moves in the draft. They had like 9 picks, dude. They were hustling during the draft. It was kind of crazy. Um, but not a bad draft. I mean, time draft grades, they gave him a B. Jayden Daniels, if he pans out to be better than what expected, I mean that would go up to an A. But we'll see what happens. It's kind of like an interesting pick.
You
Is
gave him a B.
he? Yeah, he might be
What you think
in the
about that?
draft because they also got
What you think about that pick for as far as it being interesting? You would have took somebody else with the second overall pick. You would took a damn Drake May or
no.
DJ.
You talking about McCaffrey?
No, I'm talking about
You talking about?
the Jaden pick, or are you talking about the McCaffrey pick?
Oh, the Jaden pick. I'm not. I'm saying it's just. It's who knows. He's not. he's had obviously like success, but he hasn't completely gotten there, in the college game. So can he do it in the pros? Who knows? If like I was saying, it could progress to an A. I could see that grade jumping up to an A if he becomes what people are expecting him to be. If he's going to be like that, the Peyton Manning to the Tom Brady in terms of Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? So who knows? But you're playing in the NFC, which also helps a lot because it's not the strongest conference. But you also have Caleb Williams there in the NFC, and then you have a couple other notable quarterbacks starting to build up a little bit in the NFC. So who knows what the fuck can happen? Maybe the NFC becomes dominant, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years from now. But right now the AFC is absolutely stacked. That's just my opinion. Other than that, yeah, they like Curtis Samuel gone, Kendall Fuller gone, Antonio Gibson gone, Logan Thomas see ya. Last season Montez Sweat, last season Chase Young. They just were like, fuck it. I said in my season outlook, I was like, this is a season of mercenaries for the Commanders. They just have a bunch of 1-year deals. Said, fuck it, let's see what happens. Then we'll figure it out next year. So best strategy overall? Probably not. Building for the future? Maybe. But future looks a little bleak in terms of what they're gonna do after the season. Yeah, any thoughts on that, AB?
Future do look. I say yeah. As far as draft grade, I probably give them around a B plus too because I don't think they did bad. I don't think they did great because I mean you got a second overall pick. I don't think you could have went anywhere else like drafting a quarterback. But I
Yeah,
do like that quarterback though. Like he got the chance to be. I don't want to say RG3 because he ended up not panning out long term, but like a RG3 Lamar Jackson. I don't want to say Lamar because Lamar's up there. Up there. I don't like to compare people to Mahomes or Lamar, but
yeah,
he's super athletic to
yeah.
where they can make it work. And like, I mean, he got some arm talent. Like, I don't think he got the strongest arm in the world, but I think a
No,
strong arm is overrated. If you really know what you're doing, you can get the ball where you can get the ball. So let's see what the offensive scheme
no.
look like with Cliff Kingsbury and see if they can like, I don't know, that spread out scheme might work both ways for him. He might get hit too much because he's doing running and shit, or because it's so spaced out, he might not have to do too much reading progressions and shit, and like he can have shit be like easily kind of wide open and get confidence and then build. So I'm optimistic.
They also built a somewhat decent O line, so that could be a
Oh
more
yeah, O
case
line
for
is one
protection.
of their strengths. All right. And then like you said, they got
Yeah,
Eckler, which is a really great switch off of Brian Robinson, who's just like pound the rock straight down the middle, not too much wiggle. Like
yeah.
that's just a great compliment versus Austin Eckler is kind of down the middle and he's a downhill back, but at the same time, he very much so can go for
Got a
100
little
catches
shaky.
a year, right? So yeah,
He got a little shifty for him. Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. Who knows? I feel like this is gonna be a great season just because it's been my opinion overall. The trajectory of the NFL has slowly but surely just every team has just gotten better and better and better to where it doesn't matter what game you're going into. There's very few games you can underestimate. Every team could be a 10, 11 win team with all the
that's
moves that are happening.
crazy to
The
say
amount of players that are just developing at younger at an age where they're just honestly, I think NIL is helping with that too. They're getting through all their bullshit in college against the NFL. You kind of have an idea what you're like, what you're gonna do, what they're gonna be like personality wise. But that's a kind of a story of if that happens with this league, because this is kind of the first draft class to really have all that money around them beforehand. So I'm
that.
excited to see the outcome. Commanders could benefit from that standpoint.
That makes so much sense. I never thought about it as far as like the whole league getting better. Because if you thought about it like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, there was always the Lions, there was always the Bears, there was always the Browns, there was always the Jags, there was the Bills. Like
Yeah.
all them teams was trash. Like now, I don't really think of a team I'm like that team is going to lose pretty much every game that they play. Like Loki, I mean, the Panthers sound like that team, but if the Panthers won 7 games, I wouldn't be surprised. So like,
Who knows?
they're
Yeah,
good.
Patriots are likely to be not great this year.
They could also
But
win
they're kind of
7 games, and I
they're
wouldn't
also
be
rebuilt.
surprised. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you don't expect any team to just be absolutely dog shit. Where you know it's crazy, it's insane, which is great because I'm getting Sunday ticket this year, so you can fucking put 4 games up at once. I got 2 TVs in this motherfucker, 8 games if they got them on. Fuck it, let's have
man.
a time, bro. I
Oh
can
yeah.
watch the Colts game in great definition. I'm gonna be locked, bro. Anyways, if you like this content and you enjoyed us talking about this NFL team of the Washington Commanders, and look forward to what Patriots coming out next. I think so. Yeah. So check us out. Please like, subscribing, hit that notification bell. AB, I appreciate you joining us again, man. It was a great time. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out and go smoke some weed.